Hi guys, it's Mary. Welcome back to another Wasted Again in FritzyVille basket, where we're going to talk about all of the things I used over the last 30 days, what I think of those products after having done that, and what products are coming in for the next 30 days, which I'm going to tell you right now. Except for two products, it's all Laura Mercier. Because I'm tired of getting all of this stuff, like those caviar sticks. I've used them here and there, but I've not spent 30 days using solely caviar sticks to find out. They're nice, I like them, but do I love them? We are going to be doing that, and then like always, at the end, I'm going to be showing you the things that are going to be wasted because they're just intolerable products. I can't stand them, or I used it up. If you want to go on that journey of my face, what's on it, what's going to be in this basket, what I used over the last 30 days and what I thought of them, just keep watching. Let's just see how easily and do they really spread? Like, what do I love? How do I love to do it? I'm going to use Vanilla Kiss. Gosh, we're only a minute into this video and I already have to do a voiceover. But I shut down the camera when I dropped my Tom Ford palette and then two shadows fell out and it was a whole thing. And I shut off the camera so that I could like fix it. And then I forgot to turn it back on. So you missed what eyeshadows I've been using for the last month, which is the Tom Ford Nude Dip palette. I love it. I love it so much. I have used that palette, except with maybe two exceptions. When I pulled in the Bless palette, I did use that palette for the whole time. And I loved every single day, which it was pretty much the same look all the time, but I just love that palette so much. And so, yeah, you missed me saying that. I'm sorry. We're going right in with what I'm pulling in, which are these caviar sticks. Just going to brighten up my inner eye with Vanilla Kiss, which this is why I held on to this one. I figured I would use it like this. I had to laugh because right after the declutter, I mean, the stuff was still sitting here ready to go out. And what was, you know, the biggest things I let go of, right, was those caviar sticks and lipsticks. And I have all of the Laura Mercier lipsticks. Looky here. They're sitting right here. All of them. And I thought, I am going to spend some time with Laura Mercier. I've never done that, you know, just done 30 days of a brand before. So I'm going to do that with this and just see, do I really love it? How do I feel about all of this? Normally what happens with the caviar sticks is I'll be getting ready or whatever and I'll get in the drawer for something, I'll see them and then I'll be like, oh, I feel so bad. I have all of those and yet I never use them. So then I'll get it out and I'll do this. Do a little shine and stop. But I've never actually like used them the way I would use my eyeshadows or spend as much time with them as dry shadows. So let's just see. I mean, wouldn't that be something if after this 30 days I went, I'm never using anything but these caviar sticks again. Here's where I think I'll actually run into the problem. This is what I can do amazingly with shadows and brushes that I can't do, I don't think, with this. And that is, you know, this eyelid lays down like that, and I can camouflage that a little bit with a dry shadow. Can I do it with this? No. But I'm gonna relax and just draw right here on top. This might be too dark of a color to be doing this. And both of these have little sparkles in them. It's got little blue sparkles that I can see in this 10 magnification. That's probably because the ones they sent me were the new shimmer line. So of course there's little shimmers or sparkles, but you know, we'll see. Do these stay put or will they wind up all over my face? See, now that's not near as bad as I thought. I thought it was going to be much darker than that. And I suppose it could be if I don't blend it out, just like smudge it in there. It's going to be an interesting 30 days, let's say that. But I would venture to say that a lot of you, if you buy something like this and it costs you $30-some, that you don't then come home, use it once and stick it in a drawer to dry. They must do good business because rarely does Laura Mercier put out dry shadows. I mean, there's some palettes, but for the most part, they stick in their lane with these caviar sticks. That's gonna be the look for today anyway. I'm gonna try not to do it, but I think what's gonna happen is I'm gonna be pulling Blessed in here and getting Emmy After 60 or PETA or something to help me do that thing I wanna do that I don't think I'll be able to do, but I'm gonna try not to. In fact, let's just grab Cocoa. It's darker, and let me see, because I don't think that Cocoa is gonna have sparkles in it. I think Cocoa might have a little base pearl shimmer, but it's not going to have these sparkles that I have. That's it. I assume over 30 days I'm going to get better at that. So last month I had this concealer in that we will talk about at the end when we get to the wasted and the things I actually used up. But because of that horrible concealer mess, I ended up just taking a concealer that was sent to me during the last 30 days, which was Bare Minerals Bare Pro. And I like this. Not with my fingers though. I absolutely have to take a damp sponge and blend it out really good, because if I don't, this looks kind of crepey on me, I think. But used with a sponge, I think it's really beautiful. I would imagine it goes very well with the Bare Pro foundation that I really like, but I didn't use that foundation during the month. The entire month I used my product. I still love this, and you know, this thing may have just stolen my heart and become my very favorite foundation. Now, it wasn't in this case all month. I did take it out and just set it in here like this. And when I repurchase it, and I will repurchase it, I will just buy the refill. And you know, this is nice to have in case I just want to put it in there, but it wasn't in this all month. All month it was just in the basket like that. Just pick it up, give it a good shake, take out a pump, spread it with my fingers. This is how I was doing it, because this is how I love to do this the most. Take out a pump, spread it through the T-zone with my fingers, and then I will take a sponge and just kind of tap it over with the powder, which we'll come to in a minute. I left it set all day one day to see where it would settle, and I couldn't tell. Like, it feels like it's probably down to here. But I'm gonna put these two things away, and I'm gonna bring in the Laura Mercier Real Flawless Concealer. I do like this, and it puzzles me because it's been about a year and a couple of months. I think it was like March of 2023 maybe that the foundation of theirs that matches this launched, and I hated it. I did a whole video on this foundation and I tried, and while we're talking about that, I'm going to go ahead and put this on. This is the Laura Mercier Pure Canvas Primer. And I'll talk about the primer that I was using in the wasted part later, but I'm going to put this on while I'm talking to you because I want this to be on my face for a little bit before I use the foundation that I got. But this one here is just the regular hydrating one, which, you know, to be fair, I don't know that my face really needs hydration because I've got the new Clarins Double Serum on. Anyway, I want this to be on because March of 2023, I think it was, they brought out their foundation and I bought it and I just knew I was going to love it because I loved the one that was before it, the Lumiere. Loved that foundation. No matter what I did in 2023, or maybe it was 2022, I don't know, but whatever, whenever I would use this for this test, that foundation would pill horribly, no matter what I did. I'm going to use the concealer here. Some of you have said that no, that wasn't the case with you. It's beautiful, you love it. And it seemed like there was a weird texture or something with it also that kind of mystified me. But anyway, I took that foundation back because I was like, I don't like it. Not a big fan. All right, well, I went and bought it again.
Seriously?
Seriously.
I was able to figure out which shade to actually buy when I was in there in person. The first time I bought it from Laura Mercier's website, and of course then I couldn't tell. Sponge might not be the way to go with this concealer. Can't remember. Anyway, I bought it from their website and didn't love it at all. Sent it back because I was like, I would rather use the one I have. Well, now I currently don't have a Laura Mercier foundation. I thought, okay, I'm going to give it another try because I thought, well, were you using Retin-A at the time? Could it have been that my face was peeling and this is why this was happening and it was just showing up, you know, because I was using this foundation? I don't know. It's been too long ago, but I thought, okay, I'm going to go get it again. And I promise, for those of you who flip out whenever I take something back, I'm not going to take this back. If it doesn't work, we're still keeping it. This is the shade that I got it in because I can't see without my glasses on. and I'm going to wear it for 30 days. But I will tell you, if it starts acting up on me, I'm going to pull the product back in. We'll see if I can finish it. But yeah, we're going to do this for the month, I hope. And I wanted that to set down in case the reason that it pilled was because I went in too quickly after. I expect that it's going to kind of look like my skin because that's what that whole French aesthetic thing is about. Minimal looking makeup. Not a lot of caked on makeup. That's what Laura Mercier is all about. And that's what we're going for here. Let's see if it's going to pill. As with almost every foundation I choose, that is going to peek through. This has been in the first box all the way until now because I love my Laura Mercier and it's getting dry because the lid's broke. Okay, but I love my Laura Mercier Secret Camouflage, I think this is called. I'm gonna tap that in. And during this month, I don't know, I might try it under my eyes. I've never done that. I mean, I'm not going to do it for the first time when I'm going somewhere because it's more of a thick consistency. So I don't expect it to be something that does well under my eyes, but I don't know that for sure. Let us look here. I don't see any pilling. The powder I had in here all month was to determine, am I going to purchase this from now on? See, we got the different colors. Because I told you guys once that this I used on one side of my face and Givenchy I used on the other. And I was like, I can't tell the difference. But that was one day. That's the purpose of spending 30 days with something, is to see. This is very nice. I love this really inexpensive Moira copycat powder, but I heard, and I've not been able to go out and have time to watch videos on it yet, but I heard Givenchy reformulated that powder and it's not like the original powder. For that reason, this might just be something that I purchase instead of that powder from now on. That kind of took it right out of my hands, but I had a good time with this all month. I did use it with a wet sponge, pressing it into my skin all month, not with a puff. Keeping that, putting it away back in the drawer. And after I do some homework, I'll figure out whether or not, am I ever gonna purchase the Givenchy again, or will I always be doing that, or what? So the powder I chose from Laura Mercier probably isn't going to surprise anybody. You know it's probably gonna be Ultra Blur. That's my favorite one, which is in the drawer and I bought. I didn't buy this one though. They sent this to me and look how much of it I've already used up. Gonna spend 30 days with this. But here's how it's gonna differ. I'm not going to take my sponge and go in and do what I normally do. That's how it's going to differ. I'm going to do the Laura Mercier thing with it. Now, if you don't know what that is, it's like using her puff. And I already have one here that's loaded. So what she does is like make a little taco and pour it in here and then do this. You're loading up a puff, right? The powder's all inside of the puff. And then boom, boom, you can flick it off. Put that in your purse and carry it, or go directly to your face. That's what I'm gonna do with this. This has already got powder on it. I'm gonna start outside here, and as you can see, maybe, powder. Press and roll. That's what you're gonna do, press and roll. It's supposed to do the same thing that I'm doing with a wet sponge. It's supposed to erase your wrinkles and your pores. And let's just see. Actually, it does. Actually, it did do a good job, but will it look cakey in a couple of hours? When I do it with the sponge, I don't really have that problem. And then I'm going to come up here underneath my eye. This is the purpose of spending 30 days here, to let you know what really does, what really doesn't work. Let's just go ahead and finish my eyes. So the mascaras that I've got in here is Laura Mercier's new one. And I'm gonna focus on this, even though these were opened before it. I love reaching for this. This e.l.f. mascara is just so good that it's the one that I reach for first. I'm gonna make myself reach for this one first, not guaranteeing that I won't through the month end up using this as a primer for it, because these two here give you a boom, va-va-voom lash. But they both seem like at the end of this month, they'll probably be gone because they're both getting to that dry stage, even though they've only been open about a month. This, sometimes I use this as a primer, but I don't use this mascara by itself. It doesn't have enough oomph for me. It's the Grande Lash, but it does have peptides in it. So I try to use that under other mascaras. I mean, it doesn't do any good to put it over something that's not. But that one is my favorite. It's the e.l.f. Lash Extender. It's a tubing mascara. Just beautiful. It's just a beautiful lash. Okay, I've used this a couple of times already because I did already review this. I'm gonna use it today. I want you to see what it looks like building it up. If I have a very minimal looking eye, I do. I think it looks very pretty. Okay, but if I have on, oh darn, I just blinked and now it's under my eye. But if I have on like a dark lid or whatever, it doesn't show up like other mascaras. This is, I think, really would be the quintessential French mascara. I mean, I think it's a total winner for Laura Mercier because I think that the French aren't going for the same thing we Americans are going for with our lashes. It's not gonna make you look like those big ol' honking false lashes, but it is going to make your natural lashes look really pretty and better two times what they normally would look like. It's just not enough mascara like a Hypnos Drama lash. It's not going to do that. So if I have on a lot of eye makeup, this isn't the one I'm going to love. Here's some good news. The sparkles from those caviar sticks have not come down. They're stuck on my eyes, and that's good. So maybe that's how we wear sparkles. If they're in the form of a caviar stick. But you can see how pretty this lash looks. My complaint here is that I don't think this mascara is going to be here very long. It doesn't feel like there's hardly anything in the tube, if that makes sense. It feels like there's hardly any mascara in there. And I know it has the amount of mascara it's supposed to in it. It just feels so light that I question, is it really in there? Is that going to dry up? Okay, so good news. Today, no pilling. I feel like an idiot, but I don't understand. I spent an entire week doing everything you can think of, and it was pilling. You guys saw it was pilling. We're gonna bring in all these Laura Mercier Caviar brand new eyeliners. I think I'm gonna use Blue Marine just to be different, but I'm gonna keep these eyeliners right there with those sticks. I am going to have an answer for you in 30 days if these are actually worth it or not. What I'm putting away. And I'm sad. I love this. Flesh colored. It's called Coconut from Sephora. I've had it in here for a few months now. We're going to put away, and I used this a few times, but obviously not enough to put a dent in it. I love this Urban Decay. Oh, it's so beautiful. Electric Empire. Did I finally say that right? Loved it. Used it in the lower lash line. And then, I mean, we are close to retiring this puppy. Maybe 2 sharpens away from this being done. But if I leave it in this basket, guys, I can promise you, I will never try the Laura Mercier ones. I'll keep pulling this in because it's my favorite. But you know, maybe I'm not giving these a fair shake. I kept them from the declutter. So let's spend a little bit of time here. That's the color of this. And I am gonna line my waterline, or my tight line here. Get you guys all confused. This is the tight line. Waterline is below. Darn it, now look what I did. I got mascara under this eye, I got eyeliner on my nose. What a klutz! You tend to grab the things you know really, really work for you when it's most important, right? So I don't know, this might be really, really good. And I'm just like using it every once in a while, and I don't really know because I'm not spending good quality time with it. I mean, I don't know, these might be absolutely wonderful smudged out on the eye. Who knows? Not me. But we're gonna find out. Let's just go ahead and take the caviar stick, you know, that is Vanilla Kiss, and run it right in here and see what happens. Can I use it like I was using Coconut? It's bigger, so hang on. I gotta actually hold this down and look in a mirror. Okay, let's go ahead and take the blue, because I would normally now take an eyeshadow, okay, a powder one, and come down here. But how does this eyeliner, how does it smudge? Or do I need to use a caviar stick? I don't know. Before we leave the eyeshadows, I want to talk about the NYX Jumbo Stick was in here because I wanted to know. Will it intensify like the Blessed palette if I put, it didn't. I mean, Sydney Grace eyeshadows are just bam, they don't need any help. But I do remember using this under, say, Urban Decay back in the day, right? And being able to bump a look with it. What I did use it for during the month was right here, just to brighten up the inner part of my eye. The takeaway there is if you have a eyeshadow that is underperforming for you, try putting the NYX Milk Stick under it. I bet it bumps it. I wanted to let you know this is still staying in here. It's my MAC paint pot in Painterly. Here's where we are now. with it. Remember, it was brand new a couple months ago. Still loving it. I store it upside down to keep it emollient. I love this on days when I'm not wearing any eye makeup at all, which was not a lot last month because I did the same look every day for 30 days just about. So, since we're approaching brows, we need to talk about all of this. A bunch of bad stuff happened with brows this month, but what came out of it was a new way to do my brows. I like how I've been doing my brows the last 30 days. I may even do a video on that. But what happened was I brought this from e.l.f. in here, and we're gonna go into more depth on this, the brow lift, at the end. But just know that I brought the two of them in here together because I wanted to know which one do I prefer. This is a dupe for an ABH product. Like I said, we'll talk about that in a little bit. This is a dupe for Too Faced's new thing they brought out. It's a brow wax, okay? So you got a spoolie that's got this waxy stuff on it. You put it through your brows, and then on the end of it is this. You got a comb and a little brush thing. What I discovered was that this does behave like the Too Faced product, even to the point where it gets all that glommy. Too Faced did that too. You gotta go like that and wipe it off, put it through your brow, and it will hold your brow in place. Like the Too Faced, you also don't want to put this on and then take a pencil and come through it. You're gonna have balled up product. It's gonna be a mess. You wanna use this after you've got your brows done and in place to hold them. But I didn't use this for a little bit because something happened and I blamed it on this, and it was not this. The pencil that I brought in for the month was the Urban Decay Brow Blade. On one end, you have a pen. On the other end, you have a pencil. Theoretically, you got the best of both worlds here. The only problem is you don't have a spoolie. So I brought in my Tweezerman spoolie in order to do that. So here's what happened. Are you ready for this? I thought and blamed e.l.f. for this problem, and then later discovered it's not them, it's this. This is in the shade, and I don't know, it could totally be this shade, not this product. This is in Cool Cookie. It's a gray brown. I would take the pen, okay, and do the front of my brows, and then I would take the pencil in and come through my brows, and then I would finish with this, and then in about 20 minutes, after I was away from the house, okay, I would notice that my brows turned green, and I thought it was this wax. No, it's the pen. And you remember I told you in the past, but I didn't spend 30 days with it, see? I told you in the past, there's something off about this color. I don't like this color. Well, yeah, it's turning green. So I stopped using the pen side of this. No, I won't ever purchase this product again because I can't use this end because it turns green. And if I'm just using this, I've lost a spoolie. That's too much money. But here's where we are now. That's how much is left. That's going back in the drawer until I finish this side. But I will never use this side again. And so then after I realized that, oh, it's not this product, I began using this product again. If your go-to way to stay your brows is like the Too Faced one, then you might try this. You might be totally satisfied with it. But during that time when this wasn't working and I thought this was what was turning my brows green, I pulled the Sephora Shape and Set Clear Brow Gel back in here because I like the gel and how it sets. So this, love. I'm gonna keep it in here and keep going and keep using it. Of course, this always stays. It's my YSL concealer pen. I use it to clean up under my brow. I'm gonna keep it in here, but I'm gonna try to focus on using the caviar stick to do that instead. But during the whole debacle with the pen situation, because I wanted a brow pen, that's why I brought in that. All right, so during that whole debacle, I didn't want to open a new NYX pen when I knew I had a pen in there that was open. And this is the Build a Brow by Maybelline that I brought in to take the place of this. So basically I was using these two together. This for the pen, that for the pencil. And I have to tell you that when this first came out and I used it, I gave it a meh. You know, it's like, okay, I don't really expect it to hang around though. Spending a couple of weeks with this now, I really like this pen. And I don't know, NYX is gonna have some splaining to do. I'm kidding. NYX might have a contender here because this also has a gel on the other end, which isn't great, but it ain't bad, okay? I really do like this pen. I'm gonna keep this in the basket because the pencil I'm bringing in is Laura Mercier, and Laura Mercier's shade range is just a teeny bit off. This pencil is really good, and it's got a spoolie right on the other end. It's awful because Sephora or Ulta, around me anyway, they don't have this. You have to go to Laura Mercier's website to get this, or maybe a Laura Mercier counter. But I've never been able to narrow down the exact right shade. And it's not like they got 40 of them, you know, there's only a few. I can't seem to narrow it down. So since it's just a little bit off, I'm keeping this in here to kind of pull it back more of a cool range. But that's what we're gonna do right now is I'm gonna use the Laura Mercier pencil to do my brows. And as I always say, when you first switch pencils, don't ever judge an eyebrow pencil by the first time you use it, unless it's just like made such a mess that you just can't do it again. Because you kind of got to get used to your brow pencil, especially if you've been using a different one. If you've been using a different one, like say I was using Lancome all month, and then I switched off to this, I might go, ugh, I don't like this pencil, when there's really nothing wrong with the pencil. It's just a different technique that you have to do with that pencil. So keep that in mind when you switch pencils. Like right now, I'm like, oh no, I don't want to spend a month with this. But by the end of the month, I bet I like it. It's just coming off of something else. I am going to use this a little bit to try and pull a little bit of different color into the front. The bronzer that I spent the entire month with was a relatively new product to me from YSL. And when I first brought it in, of course, you could read YSL on there. But we're gonna have to pull back just a little bit because when you use this, look at this brush, you just like really go into it because like my Charlotte Tilbury, I got the fairest shade so that I could just go ham and not have to worry about it, right? Well, the new bronzer I'm bringing in is actually not Laura Mercier. I think there's only 2 products in here that aren't Laura Mercier. I want to spend a month with this new Lancome bronzer. So I put away my Laura Mercier bronzer in favor of this, but this is shade 2, not shade 1. So it's just gonna be like a tap and whew, kind of situation. Yeah, we're not gonna be going ham on this one. Now, if I got shade 1, probably I could, but yeah, I'm just gonna barely press into that so that I don't get too much. Now to contour my nose, I've done this a few times this month, just squish the brush down and just go like that because I'm in a hurry. But I think I might go ahead and keep the Sephora contour stick. I love this and I think it's back in stock. I sold it out. Like I have that kind of influence, right? No, this is so good that it was sold out for a little while, this contour stick. And all I do is just like put it on my nose right there. I'm gonna keep that in the basket. The blush I used all month was this Mini Dream from Natasha Denona, and you can probably see the dip in here now. Sometimes I would just like on this end, but most of the time I'm going straight across. Do not be afraid if you get this to go ahead and use that. That highlighter, it's beautiful. This is gorgeous. I'm so glad I have this, but we're gonna put it away. I'm going to bring in Laura Mercier's blush, and I know you're sitting there going, I know, it's sangria. She always puts, no, I'm not gonna use sangria. Sangria I bought. I think that's why I like to pull it in here, even though, yeah, I mean, it is my favorite, but I always tend to get it because I get tired of saying Laura Mercier sent that to me. I'm gonna use this tiny BK Beauty brush, and this one is in Chai. And I'm just going to get a little bit of this, and let's just bring it right here on top of my cheeks. Chai is gonna be a very natural looking blush. Now the highlighter I had in here all month only got used a couple of times because this had a highlighter in it. So after I had that on, I really didn't need Cookie, but I still love Cookie. It's a champagne-y kind of, just gorgeous. And I always just use the brush that comes with it. It's gorgeous. Love Benefit Cookie. I hope they never get rid of that. We're gonna replace it with one I keep not using because this is a anniversary edition and I didn't want to. But I don't wanna be a makeup collector, so let's use this, okay? Just gonna use this fan brush to highlight tops of my cheeks and my nose. Love that for me, don't you? So now the setting spray that I was using was like my favorite, Charlotte Tilbury Air brush, I think it's called. I love that. But what we're gonna bring in here is this little bit that I have left of my Lancome setting spray. I transferred it into here because the sprayer on Lancomes is like all over your face. And then that's an e.l.f. BB from the one that smells like a cucumber, the all night, or whatever theirs is, that's all night. Put that in there to kind of shake things up a little bit. So we're gonna try to use up what's left of my Lancome setting spray. Doubt very seriously I'll purchase it again. It's not that it's terrible, it's just like, why should I have to work that hard for something I spent that much money on? That means the only thing that's left is my lip. We had a little bit of cheating going on here this month. I mean, I did use this a lot, but I was cheating on the basket with a Chantecaille lipstick that was sent to me by one of you. And yeah, so I probably didn't use as much of this as I should have, but I used a fair amount. And so the lip liner that I brought in here, we're going to talk about when I come back to talk about the things I used up. I brought this Jacqueline pencil in Sweetheart in because I knew that it matched this Dior lipstick, and I don't even know what this shade is. It's 625. So this is the shade of it. It's a beautiful lipstick. Just absolutely love it. And of course, this is the liner. See, it was a perfect liner for this. And I highly doubt that at the end of this 30 days, I'm going to come back and tell you, I hate these lipsticks. Okay, they are very comfortable. They sent the entire line to me. It's probably the entire reason why I'm doing this. I think they just beat the crap out of everybody else who makes a matte lipstick. Here's all the liners. So we're going to be spending some time with these. For today, I'm going to use number 4. This is Elegant Blush as a lip liner, and we will top it with 610 Blush Chanel. And I'm anxious to do this with these liners because I'm a huge fan of the Longwear liners and lipsticks from La Mercier. And I'm like, okay, all right, let's see. Are you better? But what I like about La Mercier's liners is the same thing I always liked about Lancome, and that is they're creamy enough to spread easily, but dry enough that they're not gonna run. They're not gonna run up in my lip lines. They're actually gonna be a good border, and I like that. I like that it's actually gonna hold the lip color in instead of letting it go up in my lines. And this is gonna be a perfect situation for me because I love to start out with one color, but then like during the day, switch it up. I have 15 shades, actually 14 because I don't like plum plissé. I have 14 shades. Obviously, I'm not gonna try to use up any of this. I'm just trying to let you guys know, how do I feel about using this stuff on the daily? Okay, let me go get my hair done and then I'll come back and we'll talk about the products that I used up or wasted. I'm wasting my Lawless face primer. This is the Forget the Filler Skin Plumping Line Smoothing Perfecting Cream that I purchased because I love the Forget the Filler stuff for your mouth. Yeah, I loved it so much that I just knew I was gonna love the Forget the Filler face primer. I hate this. So much that I'm wasting it. But I have given it a few tries with a few different foundations now, and I just don't like it. First of all, there's something in this that turns my face red. The minute I put this stuff on, my face gets a little rosy. So something in it is kind of agitating my face, and the fact that I don't have sensitive skin and that happens makes me wonder, what on earth? So it doesn't really have a scent. Okay, so I don't think there's perfume in this. It's rosy colored. I'm not gonna mess with this much more because I'm gonna send this to my BFF Michelle because she loves all things Lawless, so I'm gonna send that to her, but this is not for me, and I'm anxious to see what she thinks of it. So I stopped using it, and I went the entire month using no primer at all. I just was moisturized, came in, used my Prada foundation, and called it a day. Thumbs down from me, wasting this product. So I hinted while I was getting ready that there was a concealer that I brought in, and it didn't work. I didn't even have to do this a week, and I knew, no. That would be Yensa. When I purchased these from QVC, it was a buy one, get one. So I got a BOGO on the Yensa Skin on Skin BC Concealer. You know, I don't know if this is old or if this product, and I'd love to get your feedback below. You tell me, this did so terrible. I wasn't done with this and I opened this. I wanted to love this so bad. It's got the cutest little doe foot, right? And when it first goes on, it looks amazing. amazing. And then 20 minutes happened, and for some reason, no matter what I did, this stuff would settle. So I thought, well, this has been open for a little bit, so let's open the new one. You know, it's probably going to get better when I get a new one open. But this concealer is a total fail for me. I'm wasting it. Doesn't look good at all. I'm not willing to even give it a second chance. Not when there's so many really good ones out there. No. This is my Lancome Brow Define Pencil, and I finally used it up. Now, will I buy another one? Well, if you watch my declutter, you know I already have one in backup. But I love this pencil. It's a very thin one, so you can do hairs in the front and go through your brow. It's got a spoolie on the end. It's an absolute winner. I love Lancome's Stilo liner, but I let this sit in a drawer too long. Here's how much I'm wasting. I broke a little bit off thinking, well, maybe I can get down, you know, it's better than losing the whole pencil, right? It's too hard to work with because it's so dry that it doesn't want to smudge right, and that is the way I like to use it. I don't like Stilo in the water or tight line. I think it comes out too quickly. Their Drama one will stay. So if you want to stay in the Lancome line and get one, that one is good. But I like this one to smudge. So it's time to get rid of this and, you know, possibly get a new one, but it's getting wasted right now. I brought this in, as I told you earlier, to see, do I like this product better or do I like e.l.f.'s wax new thingy they brought out? This is a dupe for the ABH Brow Freeze, maybe from ABH. It's the clear thing. So I got this out. Now I did actually purchase a new one that I intended to use in place of this one, but I gave it to my BFF from high school because she was going on a trip. And actually, if you can believe this, she goes, I want to go over to Sephora. And I'm like, you don't wear makeup. What do you want at Sephora? ABH's Brow Freeze. And I go, really? Because I know her, okay? She's always looking for a deal. And I'm like, don't do that. Just go to the drugstore and get this brow lift from e.l.f. I think you'd be just as satisfied, and you can even get the tool. I think the tool is crucial. So you get this, get a little bit with the tool, put it through your brow, and this is a great product. But I don't know, do I like this better? When I opened this, I discovered that this is like, it's dried up. It's like Jell-O. Here, open your mouth. Let's get some of it. No, serious. This has to hit the trash. So I went and I got a new one. But when I found out that she was going to go over there and buy ABH, I'm like, no, here, try this first. So I don't even have the new one now. But I really like this stuff. It's not as good as the brow setter from Benefit, but I could totally see me, if I didn't have the money, just getting this. I like this product, but I have to waste it because it dried up. 2 mascaras and they were both wasted. So pretty much I've got one thing left and it's something I used up, but everything else got wasted. I hate this. Bare Minerals Maximus, they sent this to me. This isn't the first time they've sent it to me. I knew when I opened it, but I thought I'd give it another chance. And I think a lot of it is this huge brush. I poke myself in the eye with this thing all the time and it just pulls off so much. I'm like, no, why am I going to mess with that when I have all those mascaras I do like? And then this, for those of you who've been waiting on me to tell you whether or not I like this Liquid Lash Volumizer Mascara from Thrive, well, I don't. Okay, when I first got this, I was so excited because I thought, see, I got it in a FabFitFun box, and I thought it was the tubing one. I was thrilled. Nope. This is a rather big, not as big as that Maximus, but a rather big bristle brush mascara. It doesn't build up nice. It doesn't look good. I don't like it. No. My lip liner in Warm Spice from BK Beauty, which you can no longer buy. I only have one more BK Beauty liner left. It's an unopened Sweet Pea, and I probably am going to take it on vacation with me as my lip. And I might just take a caviar stick. Who knows? A caviar stick and a BK Beauty, and a brow pencil. 3 things. Fit right in my purse. Don't even need a makeup bag. Oh, a mascara. I need a mascara, right? This is just going to keep building and building. I feel like the jerk, right? All I need in the world is this ashtray. Just this ashtray. Leave below for me. Tell me, because this is a joint thing going on here. Tell me, what things did you use up this month? What did you think of those things? Because we all need to share this information and avoid all the crappy stuff that takes our money, right? We do. Leave that below, and I want to let you know that you are the best part of the Fritzy family. Go be a blessing to somebody today, and if the Lord is willing, I will see you next time. All right, so I'm out. Oops. I gotta whisper, because you like it when I do that, don't you? I'll see you guys next time. Love you. See ya.